Hi, my name is Martin Luther King Jr. I was born January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. I have two siblings, Christine King Ferris and A.D. King. I worked as a minister and a civil rights activist as an adult. I was named after Protestant reformer Martin Luther. During my childhood, I lived in the South where Jim Crow laws were in effect. These laws kept people who were white and black separated through a process called segregation. Black people and white people had to go to different schools. Black people had to use different toilets and even sit in different seats on the bus. We were also not allowed to vote. I first experienced segregation at 6 years old. I was not allowed to play with my friend who was white because his father did not want him to play with someone who was black. When I was 15 years old, I entered college because I had already skipped 2 grades. I went to Morehouse College in 1944, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in sociology. After graduating, I went on to attend Crozer Theological Seminary in Chester, Pennsylvania. I was elected student body president and graduated valedictorian in 1955. After graduating, I attended Boston University to receive my PhD at the age of 25. While in Boston, I met my soon-to-be wife, Coretta Scott, and became a member of the Alpha Phi fraternity. My first major role was in 1955 when Rosa Parks was arrested for not giving up her seat on the bus. I orchestrated a boycott of the city buses citywide. After 381 days of protest, the court ruled that segregation rules should no longer be in effect. I believed as an African American, we could have civil protests that were nonviolent, even though others were violent towards us. In 1963, I gave a speech in front of the Lincoln Memorial. This speech was called I Have a Dream. This speech is still famous today. Over 25,000 people gathered at this protest that was called the March on Washington to hear other activists and myself talk about civil rights. In 1864, I won the Nobel Peace Prize. I was told over the phone while I was in bed suffering from exhaustion. I was assassinated in 1968 in Tennessee. I was standing on the balcony of my hotel when I was shot by James Earl Ray. He was convicted of my murder and spent the rest of his life in prison, despite claiming to be innocent. James died in 1998. In 1986, my wife, Coretta Scott King, established the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. This center was to help all people around the world talk about social change, provide libraries and other educational necessities for children, and to provide community networking.